In the tapestry of existence woven with threads of joy and sorrow, I stand as a humble observer of life's unfolding drama. For decades, my heart has wandered through the labyrinth of human experience, seeking truth amid shadows, guided by an unyielding curiosity. I have witnessed the world's pulse, its hopes, its fears, its quiet virtues, and its clamorous vices. My reflections, born of years spent pondering the undercurrents of reality, have led me to a singular conviction. The conditions of our shared existence call us not to despair but to awaken, to act with compassion, and to forge meaning from the chaos. Long ago I sat with friends in dimly lit coffee shops, our voices hushed, our minds ablaze with questions about the world's hidden machinations. We were seekers, perhaps peculiar in our fervor, but bound by a shared hunger for understanding. The events of our time, cataclysms, betrayals, and whispered truths, stirred us to probe deeper, to question the narratives spun by those who shape perception. Yet this is not a tale of conspiracies, though may flicker like shadows on the cave wall. It is a meditation on the fragility of our reality, the weight of our choices, and the potential for redemption within our grasp. The world as I see it teeters on a precipice. Our systems, built on the shaky foundation of debt and illusion, groan under the burden of their own excess. I have watched as money, once a tool, became a god, its value not in substance, but in fleeting confidence. When that confidence falters, as it must, the markets will not yield to equations or formulas. They will crumble under the weight of human sentiment, that intangible force that drives us to build or destroy. And when economies falter, history whispers a grim refrain. War follows, as if suffering must always beget more suffering. Young souls, armed with rifles and clad in the garb of conflict, are sent to distant lands, their hearts heavy with ideals or desperation. This cycle, ancient as it is predictable, pains me, for it reveals not just our folly, but our failure to imagine a better way. Yet what wounds me deepest is not the specter of collapse, but the erosion of our humanity. I have known the sting of being unseen, judged not for my deeds, but for assumptions cast upon me. The world in Gog seems to run on the fuel of narcissism and prejudice. People eager to climb the ladder of status or survival dismiss one another with hasty labels, blind to the unique spark within each soul. I have spent my life striving to be generous, buying drinks for friends, aiding strangers at the grocery counter, offering what little I had to ease another's burden. But time and again I have been met with suspicion, as if kindness itself were a mask for ulterior motives. Even the purest heart, I fear, would be mistaken for a scoundrel in this age of mistrust. It is as if we have forgotten how to see one another, to love without agenda, to connect without fear. This loss of connection is the true tragedy of our time. Once romance wove families together, legacies rooted in shared dreams. Now we leap into fleeting encounters, mistaking lust for love, convenience for care. I grieve for the days when courtship was an art, when friendships were forged in the fire of shared trials, when communities thrived on mutual respect. Today we are sold the lie of individualism, fed by corporations and consumerism that profit from our division. Stereotypes, crude caricatures of race, creed, or taste replace understanding. We reduce people to categories, forgetting that each soul, like my mischievous cat Conan or my reserved cat Lucky, carries a unique melody. To judge by assumption is to deny the divine complexity of creation, to forsake the reason and empathy that make us human. I have labored hard, studied diligently, and poured my heart into a world that often turned its back. Like so many, I find myself with less than I hoped, unable to give as I once did. If I had the means of the wealthy, I would build homes for the homeless, schools for the young, and spaces where people could learn the lost arts of friendship and love. I dream of a world where we teach one another to listen, to laugh, to forgive, where we sick in spirit, not just in body. My heart aches to emulate the one who fed thousands with 2 fish and a loaf, who saw the suffering and offered not judgment, but mercy. Yet I am but a man, often caught in trials, my potential stifled by a world that rewards the loud and overlooks the quiet. Still I refuse to surrender to despair. The wisdom of ages whispers to me, the only constant is change, and within change lies opportunity. The world may falter, but we are not doomed to repeat its mistakes. Each of us carries a spark of the eternal, a capacity for goodness, for creation, for love. Let us reject the narcissism of those who claim to know all, who build empires on assumptions. Let us instead embrace the humility of uncertainty, the courage to question, and the compassion to uplift. If we are to face a coming storm, be it economic, social, or spiritual, let us face it together, not as strangers, but as kin. I pray for the strength to be a light in the darkness, to offer my hand to those in need, to listen when others speak, and to love without expectation. The path is arduous, the trials many, but the purpose is clear: to live not for oneself, but for the whole, to weave a legacy of kindness that endures beyond the fleeting shadows of this world. For in the end, it is not wealth or power that defines us, but the love we give and the truth we seek.